Hello? Hey guys, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Hello,
for me.
hello.
Hello, I'm hearing you.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, Jerry.
Yes.
Okay, what about the video?
Click on learn more.
Can you guys hear me there?
Helping you make all your great
Yes.
careers. Thank you.
We're hearing it through your microphone. So I think when you share screen, you have to hit the little button that says share audio.
Share audio.
I was just looking to get my IT started, so I Googled, IT classes, and this popped up on the internet. So
You're probably going to have to stop sharing and then restart.
I checked it online. I ended up shadowing a class to
Uh,
see how it went. And
Okay, hold on.
whatever, so I thought it was going to be rough for me. 6-month class. Want to get the information down, but thanks for helping, Jerry. He broke down all the things, and now I'm doing great. Learning the commands were really rough, and when I'm taking the time to actually break it down word by word, learning the computer language, it helped out. The interaction with class helps.
What about now?
We learn to help each other out, but also with Jerry's help, it helped as well too. What the
Still hearing
trainer
the same, still hearing it through your microphone.
out the way and hopefully land a job. It's nice to just joke around about things. It's nice to not always talk about, commands and computer language all the time. It's nice to just joke around and have fun. It's also nice that you could either come to the class or be on Zoom. So I guess the class is more flexible for anybody that wants to join. You learn a lot more. You're close to your teachers, so you're able to pick up a lot more things than on Zoom. So if you have the time, come in. I'm definitely happy and satisfied. I'm hoping turning in at the end of the class, it'll take my IT career to the next level. And hopefully we'll have an after interview.
Looking to get into cybersecurity. I'm in healthcare now, and I wanted to switch over, but I didn't want to self-study. And I saw a girl on Instagram. She was talking about the class, and she did an Instagram live. And then I did my research on her class. Like, oh, this will fit. The class is awesome. First of all, Jerry is great. He's a great teacher. He's very patient. He'll go over things with you as many times as you need him. He's always available. And my classmates are really welcoming. It's kind of like, because we're doing all of this together, we're striving together, we're like a big family. We don't leave anybody behind. We make sure everybody's on the same page with them. For any questions, concerns I have, I can always call, text anyone on the team, and they'll answer right away. A lot of the times with the self-study, if you don't understand, you will go to the internet, and the internet is a plethora of information, which is not always correct. So I like to have somebody in person that I can just speak with, and we can just kind of ping ideas off of each other. And I actually do like to learn in a group, because where I'm strong in one aspect and someone else is weak, and we're opposite, we can just help each other out. I thought the course was going to be hard. I thought just.
Hey guys, quickly, I am giving a few minutes for those who are running late to join. Once we get enough people, so we don't have to repeat the sessions, I am going to start going over the notes, okay? And going over the information with you guys. Thanks for your patience.
Because it's a new field for me, new learning, that it's not going to get it as fast as I'm getting it, but with the guidance of teachers and everyone, I'm doing really well.
You can let people in.
I'm taking certification to get red hot, and then I'll go to the job, and then I'll just keep climbing up the ladder, keep learning, keep striving, the learning never stops. If you stop learning, you stop growing.
Hello, my name is Rayford Blackwell. I'm from Louisville, Maryland. I studied Linux program at MTS Class, and I'm currently the SAP System Administrator at Cloud Network, California. For MTS Class, I work with children, trans, culinary, a little bit of everything. I had a lot of friends that were doing Linux and IT programs and just seeing how they were successful in life and everything else. What I liked about MTS Class was that I could be in another state and still do class. While the class was in Maryland, I was in Las Vegas. So I liked that fact that I could be in Las Vegas and still do my class. I had no IT experience before MTS Class. Definitely take time to find the right school. And once you do that, apply yourself as much as you can. Study. Stay focused, stay determined. There's things to the ground. Yes. It's gonna get harder. About that fourth week, that's when you really get to work all the new things. If you find new things that you're still
Beautiful. Those are all we have, and you're so smiley and laughing. We were trying to think of jokes to tell, but they're unnecessary.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, man. Oh, my bad. Yeah, Jerry. My bad.
Hi, Eli.
Hey, Jerry.
So, I am going to start a show the information, and if some people come late, they can just ask question, or we can be able to go back over it. So to start with, my name is Jerry Fowlett. I am CEO, founder of MTS Technology Solutions. I am here today to give you guys some information regarding the program that we have, and also not just the program that we have alone, but also about the information technology world. Before we start, I see some people here that I know, some people that I don't know, so I want to just ask questions really quick. And I am going to ask questions, and also, you know, you guys are going to ask me question about what you guys feel and anything about IT that you want to know, and anything how to get into MTS, etc. So to start, again, I'm going to talk to you guys about the history of MTS. So MTS, let's talk about, when we say MTS, how MTS got created. So back in 2012, I was, before I was playing basketball, and then I decided after I got injured, I decided I was going to work somewhere else, and I was doing a work as a car salesman. Didn't work out for me because I wasn't making any money. And I decided that I wanted to do something that I can see any, income coming in every month instead of the commissions. So because of that, I took my time, and once I quit the car sales position, I decided to train kids basketball in Montgomery County area. I did that for about 3 months. I didn't like it. I decided to quit, and then I started to train kids individually, because I used to work for this lady training kids, but I didn't like it. So I decided to do it individually, work out with kids, still in that same area. While I was doing that, I decided to teach myself Linux, and it was the best decision I ever made. So I taught myself that. I never went to school for it. I went to college for business. And as a people that know athlete, I was in school, I wasn't focused on no college. I was focused on basketball most. So I took business just because I needed a degree, and I gotta be able to have the grades to play. So I decided to take that. But once I started to teach myself the Linux, it helped me learn about how I became, how I can go from nothing to something. And based on that experience, I decided to create a curriculum. So I created a curriculum, and I know some people that I went to some college, some training classes, but what I was getting is that the guy wasn't explaining everything that I want. So every time I asked a question, he told me to go Google it. Every time I asked him a question, he said, Jerry, I can't help you, you gotta Google it. So the guy was from the church that I used to go to. That's the reason why I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do it myself. So I decided to teach myself. After a few months, I think I came home, and I decided not to do it again. So I got called to play for my national team because I love basketball. I decided I went to a tournament in, I think it was in Madagascar that year in 2012. I went to Madagascar, I came back in August. I went in July, I came back in August, and I need a job. So I decided, okay, if I need a job, I need to go back. I don't want to go back to like the car or the basketball things anymore. I need something that can be able to help me and my family. So that's why I decided to start to teach myself hard. And it took me, I've literally, after I started that, it took me, I decided to, because I know that August, I said my birthday. I said by my birthday, which is in October, I need to find a job. So I started in like August. By September, I got a job. So I put myself in a like I say a month in, I need to get a job before my birthday. So it took me 3 weeks to learn everything that I need to learn and start an interview prep myself. And I got a job. So once I got a job, I looked back, then I said, okay, if I can do this thing in 3 weeks, why not get somebody to do it in 3 months? So that's why I started to create a program. So once I created a program, I called some guys that when I met them at the training, I asked them, they said they never learned anything from that training. And I told them, well, I can do it for free of charge. And I started to train those guys. So I started to train those guys. Once I got, I started train those guys. It took them a month and a half, and I got this guy a job. No, the first guy got a job, but he was working night shift at the CVS trying to fix those, those people that fix like items. When people don't buy the packet, the staff, they got to put it back on the shelf. That's what he was doing. So this guy worked night shift and he worked day shift at Sam's Club. So I was able to work with this guy until I got him a job. If you have any question, please write it down. I will definitely go back to the question. So I got him a job at NIH. Once I got him a job at NIH, I got another gentleman. So I started helping the people from the church. Got a job. I think I helped out over 10 people. Then the guy that was training me got mad at me. So I decided that, okay, since he's mad at me, I told the pastor that I can't be able to help them no more. I want the people from the church to go to him because he's doing it as a business. And when I went to ask him if I can work for him, he said no. So that's why I decided I'd do it myself. And I started to I wanted to team up with him, but he refused. So I started doing my own and he got mad. So I left the church and I met with Paul, who is our vice president now, and trained Paul. Once I trained Paul, Paul landed the job. The people that Paul went to school with, they start to come to me. And we start to see that the basement that I started in start to get full and filled up really quick. So we decided to move to this building here. So this is the story where MTS started to grow and we start to put things into place. We started with a small server. Now we have a data center. So it's a blessing. And also we want to share the blessing. That's why I am open the door for us to be able to train people and give them the best life. Because I believe that everybody should be able to have the better future than just work for day to day and have a headache. So now that's the story behind MTS and our mission. I'm sure if you guys want to know more about our mission, it's on our website. And our mission, MTS mission is to provide quality, high quality educations and student support. So the high quality is we want to make sure that when you take a class with us and you do your part, because there are certain people that went to college, right? And they did not get a degree or they got a degree, but they cannot even make the money that they wanted to make. It's because, I'm not saying that the education quality is not bad, but what I'm saying is we provide the top quality education when it comes to IT, and we provide the documents that will help you get to your, get to your journey and have a better job, okay? And our vision is, our goal at MTS is to provide students with the knowledge and skills that's positively change their trajectory of their future. So we have all the tools at MTS. We have instructors that care. We have myself, I care. From the finance department, they care. From the marketing department, they care. From the admission department, they care. There's a guy that told me one day, he said, Jerry, when you hire people to work at MTS, you need to look at the people that match your personality. And my personality is to help and provide a better place for people. And most of the people, like all the people that are working for MTS right now, that's what they are here for. They're trying to make sure that the students get the education that they need. If you have an instructor, the instructor, is gonna make sure that you get the homework in. If you need extra help, he's gonna be there to help you. If you need, because we understand that some of the people that come in, they have no background before. They've never been in IT. And myself, I'm not gonna hide myself. I am gonna be in front if you need help from Jerry, because I heard a lot of people say, oh, I want to work with Jerry, I want to work with Jerry. I know that we have to be more clear that I am busy, but if I have a time, I will definitely help you. And if we schedule time, I will definitely help you. I did that with so many students in different classes. And sometimes I step in a class just to help others instructor by teaching the class as well. Okay, so why career? Why should you take a career in in IT? Those are the questions that I wanted to ask today, right? Why do we choose to go into IT? Well, back in the day, people are talking about nursing was the hardest things for people to do. Everybody wanted to get into nursing because they make money, but we used to think that IT is, in order for you to become an IT engineer, you need to be good in math. That's why the question that I heard all the time, people tell me, oh, do I have to be good in math to be able to be part of this career, this program? And I said, no, math, if you can, the simplest math that you can do is adding numbers, right? 1 + 1 = 2. And I believe that if you're 18 years old to like 70 years old, you should know how to add 1 + 1, right? Everybody know how to count money. So you take the $ out and just replace that numbers, it should be able to help you. And I'm saying that because of some of the program, some of the chapters gonna get you to add, do addition, subtraction, and stuff like that. But beside that part, you don't need a math to become an engineer. I know you don't need a PhD, you don't need a master degree to get into this program. You don't need a high school, you don't need a college degree to get into it. It's good to have those things, but really you don't need it, because once you start working, they're not going to ask you for all the stuff. I have some students that never have college degree or high school diploma, and they are making over 6 figures today. So I am just going to put that out there. I'm not, if you are afraid for that, you shouldn't, because we have tools that can be able to help you get there. Now, the IT program, IT nowadays is the hardest thing, and it's not going to stop, because today's people have the social media is a game changer, right? Social media is changing stuff. You have the cars now. Cars is most, technology is in a car, and there are more technology in a TV nowadays, right? We used to have those tube TV. Nobody thought that TV today is going to be a smart TV that you can turn it on and off from your cell phone. Everybody have a cell phone. I have a daughter that's, she's 6, and she also wanted to have a cell phone. And that's just an example of the world that we're living today. Everybody's watching YouTube. Everybody's watching all those type of things on the internet. So the internet is not going to go anywhere. For that reason, the IT engineer are going to be the most wanted, career path that people wanted to be in. So this is your chance to get in and be able to settle yourself so you can learn more. Things change daily once you are in. We do have a network of students and alumni that once you get a job with us, you're always going to be placed into this stuff where they can show you another job that's open or another tools that you can learn to be able to better yourself and other stuff. It's a community. MTS is not just a school, but it's a community that's trying to help each other from any race and any color. We just here to help each other and better ourselves. So that's what MTS is for. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's going to be easy. There are work that you need to do, but that's where everything that you want to do in life today, you have to put a work in. You put a work in, we're going to do ourselves. Our part, we're going to do it for sure. And I'm going to stay in front of it. And I'm saying that we're going to do our part together to make sure that you get the future that you want. Okay. what are the programs that you should looking for when you get into the IT? I give you guys an example. When people talk about, and I had a lady that come to me, she say, hey, Jerry, I wanted to get into the IT, but somebody come to me, she work at the store and somebody come to my store and say, hey, you should get into DevOps. And I asked the lady, oh, really? She's like, yeah. And the guy says they're making good money. And I asked her, I say, have you done anything IT before? She's like, no. And I say, what do you think is going to help you get into the DevOps program? So she told me, I don't know, but I think that I just want to get into the DevOps, and because somebody told me that it's good for me. And I asked her again, and I say, do you know what a DevOps is? She's like, no, I don't. That's why I come here. I said, exactly. So in order for you to become a DevOps engineer, you need to have some certain background. And that background is you need to know what is the operating system, because you have to install it. You need to know the command line. You need to know there are certain codings that you have to do. You need to understand the system in order for you to become a DevOps engineer. And then you got to understand the cloud as well. So those things are things that you need to learn. There are certain people out there that tell you that, oh, I can't get you to become a DevOps engineer in 8 weeks and 6 weeks and 3 weeks, but they're not taking account for the part that you never been in IT. You never had an experience in anything. So that's why they're not taking account. They just want you to come and pay money and then learn something a little bit and then go about your business. But they never look to see, is this person have the skill set to become whatever they want to become? These are things that's missing. And at MTS, we have tailored the program to help you understand and better prepare yourself for those type of career. So we have a career line that we're gonna give you a map, a roadmap. That okay, in order for you to become this, what's your goal? The goal is to become DevOps engineer. These are the stuff that we're gonna have to go through it to get you there. What's your goal? I just want to become a Scrum Master. Okay, Scrum Master. This is what we need to do in order for you to become a Scrum Master. And another goal, I just want to be, an AWS engineer. This is what you need. I want to be, a Linux admin. This is what you do. So we have everything that is there to help you get to where you want to go. All we need from you is just to be dedicated to what we are giving to you. I always tell people, if you're doing a lot of things, how about you cut it off for 3 months, 3 good months, and you focus on this stuff, is going to give you the result that you need. Okay, so I am not going to talk too much. I'm sure there are certain people that have a question regarding this stuff. I am open for any questions. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, Jerry, we can hear you. I honestly don't have as many questions right now. I just wanted to say it's amazing that you learned all this in like the span of 3 weeks on your own, as a matter of fact. But yeah, I don't really have as many questions right now. I don't know if you're talking to us, Jerry, but you're muted. If you are, if you're not, I don't know.
Oh, thank you, Eli. Thank you. So I see that there's a question here for Kiana James. Don't see her online. I think she dropped. And she asked the question, did you get a job as a Linux admin or anything, another roles? So when after I trained myself, I got a job as a Linux system admin for NOAA in downtown Silver Spring. and it was hard the first month because at MTS now we have a support system, right? So once you start working, there are people there that's going to there are people there that's going to tell you, help you, support you, and make sure that you are, comfortable at your workplace. So that if you have a question at work that you don't know how to go through it, they will help you go to the the works that they ask you for. So at MTS, we have a support system for that, right? But when I first started working, like you just asked, she just asked me if I got a job as a Linux admin. Yes, I got a job as a Linux admin, and it was tough because I did not have the support system. But now we do have a support system because I learned, like I say, everything I did, I learned it before, and then I see that, okay, it's not working for me. I don't want that, I don't want nobody else to come into this same channel, right? I don't want nobody else to get set up. So I am going to make sure that once we train people, we got tunnel there, make sure that they're not going through this same experience that I did, went through. So an example of it is when I got my job at NOAA, I just told you guys it took me 3 weeks, right? 3 weeks to get to my, to get to the job at NOAA. Once I got there, I did not have a support system. So I went to a meeting. I'd never worked professionally before. I was working as Linux admin. I mean, not Linux admin. I did professional basketball. Right after college, I went and played professionally. I was in Germany. I was in France. I was in Spain. I was in Italy. I was in Turkey. So I was going to countries just for basketball. I never worked as a professional before. So when I started working, I remember the first day of work, I wear a suit and tie. I got to the office, everybody wear jean and t-shirt. So I was looking kind of like out of place, but it's an experience that to me, I think that, okay, it's a professional government job. I should wear a suit and tie, So it's just some experience that I had. But when we got to a meeting, they were asking me questions. I have no idea what they were talking about. And I got afraid that I was going to lose my job. Because the guy told me, the guy who was my director told the group that, man, Jerry's not going to survive 2 weeks. They said that Jerry's not going to survive 2 weeks. And let me answer some of those questions as we're moving, right? So, Chloe, I believe Chloe is on here. Chloe, do we have to have a certification of? No, you don't need to. You don't need a certifications to be to work as a system admin. And I'll tell you why. Most of the students that go to MTS got a job without the certification. And what we decide to do is support you. You get a job and you have your job paid for the certification, because the certification is $450. That's something that you can save it for yourself. And every company that you're going to work for, they pay for the training. So why not use that money that they're going to give you? And I'm not just trying to hype the number, but 100% of the students that take a class from MTS pass their exam for Red Hat, for the Red Hat certification. And the reason behind is that the same test that they're giving over there, that's how we train you to get, though some of the tests, our final test is similar, but a little harder. Because the test for Red Hat is 15 questions, ours is 17 or 20 questions. That's ours. And the reason why, because we lack some other stuff to make you work harder. That make you the best. Okay. And next one will be the question for Sila. Say hello student, hello to the students or beside Linux. Yes, we have a student got a job beside Linux. So the question is asking, do the students get another role beside Linux? Yes, we do have students got a job as a cybersecurity admin. Because one thing about this is I always guide people to Linux, and people say I love Linux more, but no, it's not because I love Linux more. It's because Linux have everything that you need. Network engineer, you're doing networking through our Linux program. You're doing security through our Linux program. You're working as a database in our Linux program, and you're doing coding in Linux program. So all the stuff are combined. And then you also get to build the virtual machine, which in order for you to become a DevOps, you need all the stuff. So we have students got a job as a DevOps engineer straight out of our program. We have a students got a job as system admin, security analyst. We have people got a job as an AWS engineer to our program. Go on to the line. Chloe, resume. What does so our resume and interview prep resume, we're gonna create your resume. We have our staffing team. Our staffing team, staffing team, we do have, for those who does not know, MTS is not just a school, but we also have a staffing firm. And our staffing firm take care of the resume and interview prep, right? And resume, interview prep, and job placement. So what we do is once you finish, everything that you learn is going to be on your resume. Everything that we train you is what's going to be on your resume. We're going to have the interview prep. The interview prep program is going to be a lot of mock interview that you're going to go to. And if you have an interview, say that you are scheduled to have an interview Friday, the instructor will meet with you one-on-one and prepare you before you go there. Because we want to make sure that when you get there, you are well prepared and you can be able to answer all the questions. Because what happens is when you go to an interview, you can agree to a job. I've done that before, and certain students done it before. You can't go in, agree. So if the recruiter, we set you up with a recruiter. The recruiter sets you up with a job. The job called you for interview. You go to the interview. Once you get to the interview, you answer the question to your best knowledge, and you knock all the points down. What's happening is you can change the view of the interviewer by doing, okay, I already got all the questions that you asked, and I even provide you more. Now we just agree on 95,000. No, I want 110, or I'm not gonna get a job. When you do that, they know that you already well known, you already know your stuff, and they're not gonna let you just go. So they're gonna have to agree with you on the price that you ask. That's why our interview prepare people to be able to discuss their salary, be able to answer any question that you're going to face. And we give you confidence. That's number one things that we do here. We give confidence to our students through the class. Eli is one of the students I taught, and he can tell you guys that when I do stuff, I always try to build your confidence, because even your answer is correct, I'm gonna challenge you to see if you really trust yourself or trust your answer. The interview prep, I just answered that. So guys, if I miss a question, please, you can speak, or you can just remind me. What does the interview prep? Chloe, are you satisfied with the answer? If yes, please say yes. If no, please say no, and you tell me why. Thank you. Who is iPhone? If you can tell me your name, please. So the person that say iPhone, Michelle say, if you guys can read the question, you say, what do you recommend someone who has an IT fundamental certification? So IT fundamental certifications can be a lot of things, and I would like to know which one you're talking about, but to answer your question in general, okay? to answer your question in general, what is, if you have a fundamental of IT, that's great, right? It give you a plus, but like I said, the technology is changing. I remember when I was trying to get into IT, people tell me to get it, do an A+. I had a guy that called me. He said he wanted to move to Nigeria, but he wanted to take a class, and he was wondering if he can be able to do the A+ and get a job really quick. And I told him, I said, "What's your goal?" He said, "I want to be able to work remotely from Nigeria." And I say, he works security here, but he said he wanted to move to Nigeria. Then I told him that was just this week, I think Monday. And I told him, I say, I cannot lie to you. You're looking at things, people, whoever told you that is lying to you, because A+ is help you to become a help desk. Help desk, they want you to be there most of the time. You're lucky to have a remote job, but that remote job cannot allow you to stay across the water to do that. However, you need to take the Linux program, and the Linux program, the reason why I'm emphasizing on it, because everything is a Linux based nowadays, right? Most of the websites are sitting on a Linux server. Most of the applications are sitting on Linux. Most people are using TikTok nowadays. They're using Instagram. They're using Facebook. All the systems running on a Linux base, right? So you can live in a different country and work in the US. It's gonna be fine because you are doing engineering things. So having a foundation is good. Fundamental idea is good, but it's always great to get better. And I'm saying that because if you have a Linux certification, that is a big plus, right? And with your Linux certification, you have an AWS certification on top of it, and you have your security plus. That's going to help you more. But you can have a security plus without, if you don't have a Linux, you're not going to go anywhere. But people that have a Linux can't get a job in anything. You can't get a job as, like I said earlier, as a security analyst. You can't get a job as AWS consultant. You can't get a job as database admin because you have, applications support engineer. So because you have all those quality, and that's what we teach here at MTS. Our curriculum cover all those programs. Can you read the question for me, Laura?
The next question?
Yes, next question. If I don't want to miss anybody's questions, so you can't go through it. So the last one I did was
What?
about the fundamental, right? From Michelle, ask about what do I recommend? So I recommend that, my recommendation will be take the Linux program. We also, I forgot to tell you guys, we also have a partnership with other companies that allow us nowadays to be able to reduce our price for the class because they're looking to fill up their office. And we also have, the down payment is cheaper than it used to be. Instead of pay $2,000, now we reduce it to $900. That is to help us get people in really quick. Yeah, read the next question, please.
What are some other job titles to look for in search other than Linux admin that we cover here?
Okay, so other job that you should look for, which I'm trying to. What are the other job title other than Linux admin? So those are the job titles I just gave. So you have the Linux admin, as a Linux admin, you can become an application analyst, you can become an application architect, you can, if you learn a little bit more, you can become a cybersecurity analyst, you can become a cybersecurity engineer, you can become an AWS engineer, because AWS, people talk about AWS, but they don't know what AWS is, right? AWS is a lot of things that you have to do. Things that they're doing on AWS, our program will teach you to understand it. So when you get a job as an AWS engineer, you understand what is a Route 53. When they say Route 53 is the same thing as a DNS. When they talk about the application load balancer, you already know that we talk about that in our class when it comes to NFS and NFS and how to share things between two systems. So all those stuff are help you, lead you to all those programs that you want to do. So with the Linux program is, our program here at MTS help you to cover all those ground in IT. I have students that they start to take a Linux class and now they are deep into security. I have people that take a Linux class before, now they are deep into system engineer as application engineer, application architect, etc. So our program really leads you to whatever path that you want to go. That's what I say to people and I emphasize all the time. Once you take the Linux program, every path are open for you. But if you just go, you say you want to take only AWS, you take the AWS, but everything is not open. You see what I'm saying? Because you're going to need to learn the Linux system admin to be able to move forward. So the path to start is the Linux program.
What is starting salary?
Can you say that loud, please?
What does the starting salary look like?
So the starting salary look like the minimum that people will be getting at MTS is 95,000. But I have students that they haven't finished the class yet. We were in an interview prep and got offered 135,000. So that's just an example of what you can be able to get. The goal is just to put the work in. We have the good, you guys, if you have a chance, go to our Google channels, you're going to see the testimonial, which, if you not follow us on Instagram, please do so because there are a lot of testimonials that's going to be on Instagram. I'm going to have Lala posted the handle on a chat so you guys can have all this information because there are students that are talking about how great their life changed through this program. Next, please.
How did you find your first job? Like what to?
So your first job, if that's for Mike. Mike, if the question is how do you find your first job, that's gonna is that question go to me or how do we help you find your first job? If you can be able to help me, so I can understand exactly what the question is. Mike, if you can type or answer, that would be good. I mean your question. I will get back to Mike's question in a second. Oh, it's I met you, Jerry. So my first job, like I say, after the 3 weeks program that I did, my own, right? I was dedicated. What I did, and I can tell you guys what I did. So what I did not have kids. I was living in my parents' house. So what I did, I decided, but I always have like I wanted to make money, right? And I was training kids basketball. So what I did is that from 3 to 5, I'm in Montgomery County area trying to train these kids, right? After I finished, I drove to DC to play basketball. By 8:30, I will stop playing basketball. 8:30 on the dot. I always set my phone for everything. So 8:30, I left the gym, drove home. As soon as I got home, showered, take my computer, straight to the basement. From 9 o'clock to 7 in the morning, I'm in front of the computer. At one point, my dad thought I was going crazy. So I did that. Like, I was very disciplined. That's why it took me 3 weeks to get a job. But to answer your question, how do I get a job? I set my resume up. I created a resume. And once I put my resume out, I start to get a call. Call. So I decided to discipline myself. I will go to bed at 7 in the morning and wake up at like 10, 11, because I know that I'm going to start getting calls. So I wake up and start to answer calls, and answer emails. And then gradually I start to see that I'm getting a hang of it. And I got people that used to tell me, hey, Jerry, you suck. And I said, thank you. And I move forward. I did an interview. They asked me a question. I don't know the answer. Now, like I said, now we have a system, right, that is there to help you understand that, okay, let me do this or let me do that, or, I have this problem, can you help me? But I did not have that support system. So I remember one interview, the guy told me that, Jerry, good luck on your, with your career in IT. And I was hurt because to me, I was like, damn, I cannot get a job. The guy said, I'm terrible. But I believe A week later, I got another interview. And no, I got 3 interviews. One with NOAA, one with University of Maryland, and one with NIH. I decided to go to NOAA because it's downtown Silver Spring and it's not too far. I didn't take the job at University of Maryland, but funny enough, I worked at NOAA for 5 years. I got in making 95,000. I left making 187. And I left I left NOAA to go back to University of Maryland, who offered me job before for 95. I refused. All 3 gave me 95. I picked NOAA because I wanted to be downtown Silver Spring. But I quit NOAA making 187 at the same job that I got in making a 95. Went to University of Maryland for 240. They offered me 95, but 5 years, my value increased from 95 to 240. I quit NOAA because NOAA can't offer me that. So I went to University of Maryland. 2 years later, I quit and I started working for myself as a consultant. So that's how I got a job. And it's just, you have to put a work in. That's what I always tell people. You have to put a work in. You have people behind you.
Is it possible to work more than one role?
Say that one more time.
Is it possible to work more than one role?
Now, it is possible to work more than one role because I have previous students that Ron was here, he just dropped, but Ron is one of our instructors. And we have most of our students nowadays that got a job last year, they have 2 Linux jobs, and also some of them are doing Linux and they're doing security at the same time. So you can do more than one role. I've done it before. When I was doing consulting, I did consulting for SAP, and I did consulting for Mentech, and it was 2 different roles. One was for application engineer, and one was for Linux engineer.
If you have no background in IT whatsoever, coming from banking, how can this program advance your skills?
One thing that we do here, everything starts with the fundamental that we're going to teach you. Say that you have never touched anything in IT or learned anything in IT. Our program, the first week of our program is to teach you the A+ that people are paying for it, because we also partner with CompTIA, right? So we have an A+, which is show you the basic of IT, of computers. How to know what is the hardware, what is the software, what is a kernel, and we talk about those stuff. We have a video in place that's going to help you. So it doesn't matter if your career is in banking or you're a nurse or you work in a warehouse. We have tools, because I have experience with those people, right? All those background. I even had a student that just got out of jail, and I was able to get him into the work field. Now the guy is living a better life in Florida with 2 Linux, 1 Linux job and 1 AWS job, and him and his wife. He came to me, he was 56. Today, the guy is 62. So I believe that any field that you're working in right now, you can be able to pivot to IT. Next question, please.
That's about it. Everybody else is saying thank you. Yeah, it's been 3 years since I've received the certification. You just explained the benefits when you broke down all the benefits of Linux.
Okay. Yeah, Michelle, if you needed more information, please don't hesitate. We do have, I have a good team that are there to help you. And like I say, our Linux program is giving you everything. I am going to be the one teaching our May class, who's starting, I think, May 15, 16. I'm excited about it because it's gonna be, I changed the program a little bit because of what is demand in, with our partner that we talk about, what they're looking for. And I'm excited about it because it's a big, big plus for students. And what excites me, people always ask me, what is exciting you, Jerry? What excites me is seeing someone go from making 20,000 or 0 to 100,000. That's what excites me. You don't have to give me any money, but I'm excited that I'm able to add to your life, add value to your life when it comes to the income. I think there are any questions. If you have no background in IT. Any other question, guys? Mike, he said I'm starting May 8th. Is that a class that you? Yes, that's the class I'm referring to. The reason why I wanted to make sure that we, when we meet, May 8th is gonna be the, what they call, orientations, right? We talk to you about what our expectation and your expectation. We're gonna get to know each other a little bit, talk about the goal, because it's like, what we do is like, it's like a bonding relationship, right? We want to make sure in order for you to be happy, we need to understand you, you need to understand us. So we're gonna make sure that we share all the information. What is the objective, what we're gonna give you, and what we expecting from you. So that way we are on the same page and we can be able to move forward. So May 8th is the orientation day, and May 15, I think 15 and 16 is the day that we start class.
Is there extra tutoring offered?
We do offer extra tutoring. We have a student success. What they do is we have a calendar over there that they tell you that, okay, there are tutorings from this time to this time. And those who are in my class, those who are going to be in my class, what we do is we have a TAs, right? So what you do is you schedule with the TAs. We're gonna put you guys in a group to work together so you can be able to challenge each other. And every time we're gonna switch the group, because I want everybody to be able to work with everybody and understand how you can be able to add something to somebody else's life. And I believe in being able to work together to move forward than just work along and not, just going too fast, but you're not understanding everything.
Can you expand on some of the topics that are covered in the class and how you will use them in your daily life when you get a job in IT?
Yes. So I can expand on that question. So example, I give you an example. Networking is something that you need the server to be able to communicate. Today, guys, in order for you to use your phone, you need a networking. There's an IP address on your cell phone. That's why you're getting tracked by anybody, right? Police. You'll have a car. Everybody nowadays have a GPS to become a standard on a car. This GPS, those GPS have an IP address. That's why when your car have a problem, they can tell you that they can locate your car, where you are, and all the stuff. So those are things that you're going to learn in the class, and those are things that you're going to use to day-to-day operation at work. Example again, web application. Everybody's going to a web application. We want to teach you about Apache and how do Apache work, what is the importance of it, so that you work for Amazon and somebody, people put their say that you work for Amazon or any outlet, not outlet, what you call, store that's online, and people put, items in a cart. Now they're trying to charge out, they're trying to check out, and they got an error. That error message, when you look at it, how do you fix that problem? And those are things that we're going to teach you guys on how to, when you can look at an error message and you can say, hey, this error message meaning this thing, let me fix that one. So those are things that we teach you here. We teach you about security, meaning the login, how people protect their password, how people log into the system, how you can track somebody, say, example, Sierra, log into this server. Sierra, what time Sierra log in, what Sierra doing in the server, and how you can track every activity that the person is doing. Those are security. And those are things that we learn. So it's a lot of things that I can explain. I can go on and on and on. But if you want to learn more, take our Linux program and you will see that. I promise you, you're not going to regret it.
Can you give an example of how long is the program?
How long is a program? So we do have a 3-month program and we do have a 6-month program. The 3-month program it's for either, people that have a background can take it and people that don't have a background can take it. I will say is all about your focus and dedication that you want to put in place. But our 3-month program, it consists of it's a standard program that is not giving you, not give, the interview prep is not part of it, right? You have to pay for the interview prep portion of it, but that's something that you can talk to the finance department about it. But what you're gonna get is everything. We have a Linux core and Linux Plus. The Linux core is just the Linux, is just the program that does not have, including the interview prep and all this other stuff. And then we have a Linux Plus, Core Plus, which is including all the stuff in. But both, you're getting the same content, you're getting the same material. And if you want to push yourself and you want to dedicate it, like I always tell people, if you want to move forward, you got to start with the 1 step, right? I will say, if you want to take if you see yourself like, man, I'm dedicated and I can push myself, do the 3 months. 3 months, you focus on it. In 3 months exactly, 24 weeks. 24 weeks, you're done with your program. And then we can work, you can take your final test, do the interview prep with us, and get your job. Any other question for me, guys?
Can you give an example of what the learning class that they use that way?
I just did. I gave them, I talk about the security part, things like user permissions and how you check the log to find out what is this person or who logged in at this time, what did they do, and all the stuff. And that's also something that we are using. We're going to start using more because we are now become sooner become private career school, which we got bought by state of Maryland program, right? So we will have a people in place that to track students. We really dedicate our time for the students. We want to track, say, is Eli been practicing? Is Eli been returning his homework? Does Eli doing what he's supposed to do? Because if you're not doing what you're supposed to do and you come to us, you say, oh, I did everything, but I can't get a job, we're gonna have to pull this record and say, oh, Hila, you never submit your homework. Hila, you never do, log into the server to practice enough. That's why we have this orientation, and the orientation will be recorded and sent it to you guys. There are consent that we're gonna sign. Like Hila and I have to sign a consent. Eli say, hey, Jerry, I'm going to give you my 100%. I'm going to say, Hila, I'm going to give you my 100%. You have to hold your end. I'm going to hold mine. That's how we do it.
Do employers require a computer science degree versus a Linux?
No, they don't require that. And the reason behind is that most people that's in IT is not like the other field that they say, oh, you need to have a degree to be able to do that. IT nowadays is all about knowledge base. And what the employer might require is the certification for Red Hat, right? So the reason behind it is if you're going to work for a government, and the government, what they do is they will provide you with, the government will say, okay, we are Red Hat shop, right? We have all Red Hat stuff in the house. In order for you to work for us, you need to have the certification, because it's a connection that Red Hat and the federal government have in hand. Same thing with AWS. If they, you come to work, they're gonna tell you that, okay, Eli, before you start working, we give you 3 months to come up with your certification. So they will give you time and they will pay for it. So Eli might not have a college degree, but they don't care. All they want is Eli certified to be able to work on this system? Those are the things that you need. You don't need a college degree in computer science. I don't even have a college degree in computer science. Any other question? Any question about the program and about MTS, about what else? You know, how to get into the program. You know, the payment that I can't help because I really don't do anything financial, but I can be able to do my best to help answer those questions. Now, it's not so many of us here. I'm gonna ask you guys a question then. Let's say you can answer my question, you know, with the chat. I mean, type it in if you can, or you can say, I'm open for it. What do we need to get started? Well, first step is for you guys to go to our site and fill out this form. Once you fill out the form, our admission teams will get to help you get into it. And I will guarantee you guys that this program that I'm about to start is gonna be sold out really quick. And also, we also going to move fast. So the soonest that you get registered, you can know about your financial payment and also work with our financial manager to make sure that we want to make sure that you're able to pay your house and also being able to live your life while you're taking the program. We don't want you to give all your money out and then we put you in trouble. We don't do that. Can you guys tell us, tell me, I'm not gonna call name, but can you guys tell me how did you guys hear about us? Yeah, about you to my friend. Oh, okay, Mamadou. Okay, so refer to as all students, Instagram. Okay. And also, I don't know if they already posted on Instagram or anybody told you guys, previous students. We decide to remove, I think, I don't know, we decided to remove some, you know, for those who sign up before May 1st, I think you don't have to pay the registration fee. We remove the registration fee for those who sign up before May 1st. So that's another perks that I put out there just for you guys to learn about it. And also they are referral plan program for students. So if you're students or you know some people, you can also refer them. Then they say example, Mike Sandy refer, you know, Eli, and Mike say, hey, Eli say, hey, I was referred by Mike. Mike can get $250. That's being either cash or Mike can use towards tuition. That's something that we also have program that we have in place for all the referral, just to encourage people. Okay, if you guys don't have any question, again, my name is Jerry Fallut. I am a CEO founder of MTS, and I'm open to answer any question that you guys might have. For me, you can send it to go to our Instagram, send our questions to us. You can go to the email our team. They will get you guys, I know, if the question is to me, they're gonna have to send me an email, and or do you leave your number, and I can be able to reach out to you and talk to you about it. I know it's Saturday. I don't want to take everybody's time. And once again, thank you guys very much for taking your time to listen to our program today. I'm going to start doing this every Saturday just to give information about IT in general. So if you want, you can invite some other people. If the information are good for you, please share that with other people. So we are done. Feel free to ask any question. I'm here. I'm going to be here online for a little bit. If you have any question, I can be able to answer that. And if you don't have it, you feel free to leave. I'm not